Good evening, and welcome to this week's London by Gaslight, a late Victorian age vampire the Masquerade chronicle set in 1892. Thank you, Tina. Awakening for the night in the city of London this week are Sir Drake Burton from the Clan of the Beast, portrayed by Mark from the Boulette Club. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. Wonderful. Thurston of the Nosferatu, portrayed by Nitro Typat. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor slumber. Gain a hunger. Inspector Grey from the Clan of the Hunt, portrayed by Nosgavian. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor slumber.
Can you roll for me? Roll 20 still hasn't opened. Or I'll just take a hunger, that's fine.
You're fine. How are you going to take a hunger if roll 20 hasn't opened for you anyway?
I
When
can
it
add
opens.
it when I open it.
You're fine anyway.
Yeah, but what about his hunger?
He sorts that out on OnlyFans. Eveline, the daughter of Cacophony, portrayed by Ms. Hartz. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. Wonderful. Alistair from the Clan of the Moon, portrayed by Tina. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor slumber. Gain a hunger. Aldric of the Clan of Kings, portrayed by Bully from Tablegoth. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor slumber. Wonderful. Get that out of the bloody way. We start this week in one of Aldric's holdings across the city. He's currently in the cellar of one of his opium dens. He is studying the book of flesh he was given months ago, as he works on the ring containing the eye that Thurston gave him to borrow. As he studies the book and holds the ring, one of his gang members that he invited has joined him, and is trying, but failing at subtly looking at Aldric's exposed eye socket, fascinated by the gaping hole. The gang member nervously asks, "So it's pretty weird ring in that book. That book smells funny. What's he even do?"
Well, right, that's what I've been trying to figure out myself, Henry. So far. Well, you've seen one of the results, and I'll show him the hand that I've been messing with. That's a little, now that it's ungloved, you'll be able to see that it's just covered, especially around the knuckles and palms, of just really callous, like bone spurs, almost. It looks fucking gross. Hand kind of smells too, to be honest, but you throw a glove on it and it's been doing well for me. I mean, you've seen me choke a few people out with it now. And I figure if this book can do this, I mean, it's a real page burner. We just gotta keep seeing what else we could get into with it. And that got me to thinking, I mean, you've seen this. Yeah, I'll show them just the empty socket that where an eye once was. Well, I've picked up this little thing. I mean, and look at this. And I'll just show them the ring, which the eye still moves on that, doesn't it? Just on its own accord.
Oh, yeah.
Perfectly good eye. No one's using it as far as I can tell. So,
Yeah, but then
if you're
if you
thinking it up.
If you're going to put that in your socket, I thought you took your eye out because it gave you the advantage in the fight that no one could just poke you in the eye.
Well, I mean, my own history with lack of one eye certainly inspired my fighting style. You've seen me put my thumb through all sorts of blokes' eyes. But, yes. But we're on to bigger and better things now, Henry. We're not into just street fights anymore. I'm doing this whole foppish thing to get in with the high and mighties. And they've got this notion that if a person looks different, that reflects upon the character. I know, all the medicine men know that I'm a man of upstanding moral character. But when I go into these fucking fancy parties and they see me with a patch on, they might think less of me. They might think that reflects something dark within my soul. I just want to put everyone at ease. It'll still be me. I'll still be able to hold my own in a scrap with you and the boys, but I've got that down. I don't need any help in that. I need help with these fucking aristocratic types, you know.
I don't know why you even want to. I don't even know why you want to integrate with them, boss. I think the patch gives you a bit of like, you know, some sort of grace.
The patch isn't going anywhere, Henry. I still will have the patch. I can put the patch on and off like this. You see, it'll be fine. You're here.
You want to put an eye
help me
in there, but why would you have the patch then if you're going to have an eye in there?
Henry, listen to me. You're here to be menacing and strong. And you're damn good at it. And you've been very loyal. But god damn it, if you're not a bit dense at times, and that's why I'm in charge. But I've never let you down, and you've never let me down. So please don't stop tonight, Henry. Please don't.
All right, boss. I suppose you did hire me because of me because I'm big.
Right. Yes, you are, Henry. Big boy, you are. And because of that, I don't know what's gonna fucking happen with this. And if things get out of control, I'll need you to take this thing right back. I'll need you to take it out of me, alright?
Let me get this straight then, boss, right? You're gonna take that weird ring thing and put it in your eye socket. But if shit goes
just the eye bit.
You want me to rip your eye out?
The eye from the ring, not the other one. But yes.
Because
I don't know what it's
which
gonna
one's
do.
the ring eye and which one's your normal eye.
Henry, we've known each other since we were wee blokes. And I've had this patch since I was a kid. If you don't know by now which eye was the patch eye, I might have picked the wrong man for the job. Is that what you're telling me, Henry? You're the wrong man for the job?
Well, it sounds like a lot of pressure to put on a bloke. And I don't know, when under so much pressure and you got to choose which eye. I'm not used to choosing which eye to take out in a fight.
There's no choice, Henry. It's one thing. You're not choosing one eye or the other. You're just doing this eye.
I'll try
you can still see it. It's got all sorts of... The whole thing's fucked up, you know? I've got a good side, I've got a bad side. Bad equals bad. Pluck out the bad side eye.
Why don't you, why can't you take out your own eye if that weird looking fucked up hand's so good?
I probably can. But in case I can't, that's why you're here, Henry.
Well,
to witness the beginning of something
I don't like it.
Fucking wild.
This seems some real fucking weird shit.
You don't like it? Do you like everything else I've done for you? How I've put us fucking top of East End in a matter of moments, it feels like. That was my doing, not yours. And that was my doing with the fancy folk. We didn't muscle our way in, did we, Henry?
Well, there was that one time when all those men were like trying to bring us out of here, and you were like, "Fuck them up."
Right,
so
and that was fun. We still, but it's not how we got it in the first place. Right, we can muscle our way to this and that and do all that, and that's fine. It'll happen, but it takes time, and I'm trying to expedite the process.
If you're sure you're the boss.
I am. So, quiet. Watch. Learn.
Right. Learn. Shit.
Actually, while we're waiting, you calm your nerves, take a sip of that. And I'll point to a mug that I've prepared with some of my blood in it.
Do a rouse check for me, please. Gain a hunger. Alright, boss.
You never sip on that. It's a new kind of medicine. No, I haven't. Not going to start now, Henry. I wouldn't do that to you.
You're a good boss. Whatever the fuck this is great. Are you going to start selling this? Is this what?
Well, you like it?
It's alright. I feel a bit more stronger, harder, better.
Don't finish that, Henry. Don't finish that. Oh, that's interesting. I've never had anyone try it out before. I mean, I like the stuff. I didn't know if people like you would. It's good to know. Makes it easier. Alright, yeah, gulp that down. And let me know how you feel afterwards. And well, let's get started on this. And yeah, he'll prepare where he has the book laid out. And you'd see in just probably this very unsterile environment that he's repurposed the opium den for, where he has the book. See, along one wall, he has some of those rat creatures that we found in the mist that attacked Thurston. You'd see the head of that La Sombra priest that he said he was going to bury respectfully, but has not. As well as a jar of that demon lichen we found. Things displayed for a later date, as he still slowly figures out what the hell this book can do and what he can do with the book. Trying to follow some of the instructions of the book and using some of the probably rudimentary stolen medical supplies he's acquired. He's going to attempt to remove the eye from this ring and put it in his own sockets and see if he could get it to take. He'll have kind of a dirty mirror there to sort of help his procedure.
Okay, do a rouse check for me, please. Wonderful. And now do Resolve and Protean. That's fine. That is a success. So whatever you wish to do with this suspicious eyeball, you are free to do so.
Yeah, I mean, essentially just try to find a way to sort of, like I said, just essentially graft it into his own socket, get the right parts to connect with the right parts, and see if he could get this to be a working eye. See if there's any
You bring the eyeball,
differences with that.
you bring the eye to your socket, pop it inside, and with that there is various weird, stretching, rubbery sounds of flesh moving around the socket and connecting itself and grafting onto the eyeball. Moments later, you're able to move it and see through it successfully.
Just look to Henry. Well, how do I look?
Real weird how it's kind of like your own eye, but it's not your own eye. It looks really ferocious. Would you think that way all over the time?
Yeah, only one way to find out. And I mean, it is my eye, Henry. I found it. It's in my head. Whose else eye is it?
I mean, that is the rule of the street. Finders keepers.
Right. Losers weepers. I wonder if I could cry out of it. Henry, tell me something sad.
When I was like a little kid, I had this pet bunny rabbit. And one day I came home and I couldn't find little Thumper anywhere. And then we had this wonderful meal, and it turned out my dad had killed it and fed it to us. The worst bit is, I didn't eat it all.
Henry, that's a sad tale. But, you know, yeah, the eye must not be working right. I didn't shed a single tear, though. Not your fault. Eye's bad.
I could kick you in your knackers. That usually brings a tear to my eye.
Yeah, you could try, Henry. You can fucking try. Speaking of which, there's a lot of people wanting to kick me in the knackers lately. Which is why that dog. I told you to get me a big, mean dog. You've got it for me, have you?
Kind of.
Right, bring it in. Bring it in. I want to try something.
Man disappears and reappears moments later with a small.
When he goes,
British
I'm gonna get a. I'm gonna fill another container with blood. Just some sort of dish that a dog can drink out of.
Browse check for me, please. Gain another hunger. Good thing you're in your haven.
Mm-hmm.
Henry reappears moments later with a rather sweet-looking British bulldog. I mean, he ain't big, but he's real ferocious.
Henry. Well, big was sort of the point of this, you know.
He's big for a bulldog.
You have till the end of the night. You bring back a big fucking dog. You hear me?
Well, I might be able to scrounge up a Labrador. I mean, how big are you talking here? Because, I mean, getting a big dog on such short notice in the middle of London ain't exactly easy, boss.
When they go outside of London, people with estates out in the city get whole kennels full of them.
I mean, that's true, but how the bloody hell do you expect me to afford a train ticket?
Right, you know what? No, we'll do this together, Henry. I think it'll be nice for us to bond and pick out a dog together.
It's been ages
That
since
one's
we've been
yours.
scrumping together, boss.
It has. It's been too long. Now I show off the new eye. Yeah, let's go steal a big dog, alright?
Alright then.
And what the fuck am I supposed to do? I have the dish of blood. I'm just gonna take the mug I had before and put it in there. Alright, you get another serving then. I don't want that going to waste. That's good stuff. Drink up, take it for the road. Let's go get a dog.
Is this some kind of French red? Why is it in a saucer?
It's not in the saucer. It was in the saucer. Now it's in the cup for people. That's for you now.
Well, I can't argue with that.
Right, you're trying to argue about a lot of things, Henry, and I swear to God, it's...
I don't mean to be so... I don't mean to make so many problems for you, boss.
Henry, it's alright. We've been through a lot, and it ain't getting... Drink up. I'm just gonna kind of put the cup to his mouth and go on. Drink that, let's go.
Alright,
Get us
boss.
a carriage, let's go to the country, I guess.
Alright, boss.
Guess we're gonna go try to steal a big dog.
I don't see much point in playing that out because that's just going to be really weird. So instead, do for me wits and streetwise. And that's fine. You'll be able to find a very big dog, probably one of those foreign models.
Okay, I'd like to acquire this dog, bring it back, and start feeding it some blood as well. See what happens to that. I'm gonna use my, I want to make it a bonded famulus. Famulus, however the hell you say it.
Show me Bond Famulus, please.
Hmm.
I have a feeling it's just as simple as getting a ghoul, but want to make sure.
Yeah, it's like a ghoul with a telepathic link.
Okay, that's all fine. In that case, just do another rouse check for me, please. Technically, I should have given you a humanity stain for ghouling Harry, but he's not.
I'll take it. I'll mark it right now.
Alright, then, do that.
I like the way you think.
Okay.
Wonderful. Yep, that's all fine. That's all success. Boss, that dog, that ain't right. That looks... I mean, it was real mean before, and now it's just... It looks like something that's crawled out the Thames.
Anyway, it's a good dog. Real good dog. Listens to me. Watch this. Barely had to even train him. Oh, dog, you stay right there. Look at that. It didn't question my judgment. It didn't give me any lip at all. Just fucking did what I asked.
I ain't never seen a dog do that.
I'm thinking about replacing all yous with dogs like this.
Well, I can understand where you're coming from with that, boss, but I mean, where are you going to get that many dogs? What's going to happen to us?
Henry, joking with you. I could never replace you.
I don't know. I'm feeling pretty threatened by this dog.
Nonsense, there's no medicine man without Henry at the helm, now is there?
I know, it took you 2 weeks
Oh,
to train me
speaking
to
of
do
which-
that.
Right, I know. Speaking of which, it's because we don't spend enough time together. And I've been thinking about that, and I think we should start spending more time together. And we've got this place and we've got that place, but I've got a new place that I'd like some of you to start setting up shop. Just the inner circle for now.
All right then.
I'll
I mean, where is it? What is it?
give them the address to the demon home. It's his new base vault boy. A bit of a fixer-upper, but I've got real vision for it.
How many, just a rough estimate, are you sending there?
Just a few, 4 or 5.
Okay. You're a bastard. I love it. Yep, that's fine. You will never see them again.
Oh, that's a shame.
They were only 3 weeks away from retirement.
3 weeks? That's a long time for Victorian England.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to do before we move on?
No. If this is over the course of multiple days, then yeah, just be working on ghouling him and the dog.
Yep. So you're going to be left with Harry and the dog and other generic minions, but also a chunk gone. No problem.
Okay.
Anezka and Inspector Grey are talking in the front room of their house that doubles as Grey's haven. Anezka has been given the information on Rijdo Palnen, the man the Metropolitan Police are highly suspicious of, having murdered a number of people across the city. So, Mr. Grey, it seems Rijdo has 7 known accomplices, each more dangerous than the last. They arrived from Russia months ago, just before Christmas, and almost immediately people started disappearing. They weren't exactly popular people, shall we say, nor were they unimportant either. But it seems they knew exactly who to kill for the longest time to avoid being detected. The file suggests to take his followers out one by one, though finding each one's hangout may prove difficult. And she hands you the file.
Yes, this is good information, Ineska. Certainly, I thought this was just a lone assassin, but if it's not, we will most certainly want to take out whatever underlings he has. We can't let any of his operation continue to operate. We have to find justice for them.
Do for me intelligence insight, please.
Okay. One moment. Being really slow for me. There we go. Should be coming through.
Lovely. So, the dossier shows the following names: Makar Smirnov, Gavril Tarasov, Alexander Pushkin, Vanya Mikhailov, Tikhon Smirnov, Yefrem Fedorov, and I apologize to anyone who's watching this that's Russian, and a Walter Smythe. His name stands out among the rest for a couple of reasons. He is an Englishman that has only recently become associated with Rijno since his arrival in the city. He lives in Bethnal Green and is a possible weak link that may know where and how to locate the others.
Ineska, this Walter fellow, he looks as though he's an Englishman. And you said he's a newer addition to their group.
According to the
Certainly
file,
that.
yes.
Yes, I think we should definitely move in on him, or I'll get his address and move in. Perhaps interrogate him. He may very well be able to provide us with information to help us take down the rest of this criminal ring.
There was also a note. It says Chief Inspector is also... I don't know why I put a note twice in there. It says there's a building in Limehouse that has been condemned, but in actuality has merely been cordoned off as it is the site of a previous murder. The Met have left the place alone for you to inspect. Once you've finished looking it over, leave a piece of paper nailed to the front door. The Chief Inspector also says you might not want to look over this place alone, as it is related to a different set of murders you wanted information on.
Oh, very well. I think this may be a good opportunity to bring the rest of my coterie on board with this, especially given given the fact that this assassin has so many people tied to his ring. I would be ashamed to show up at one of these potential links and have them all there.
Well, don't forget
Indeed,
these
I
two
will.
separate cases. Rishto we have the information on, and only one of his associates. This note seems related to something about murders of women across all areas of the city.
Oh, yes, that's another lead I've been chasing down with my coterie. There have been many murders of women of low class or of little means. Just no one seems to care enough to look into their deaths. So we've been looking into it, trying to find some justice for them.
You're such a good man.
Thank you, Ineska. Since my newfound gifts, I've certainly been trying to do everything I can to make the night not so dark.
Well, naturally, I shall prepare your nightwear for your journey.
That would be much appreciated. I know I had some daggers get nicked up the last time, so hopefully those are nice and sharpened for me. Thank you very much.
And most importantly, would you care for a deerstalker hat tonight?
What's a deerstalker hat?
It's the Sherlock Holmes hat.
The Sherlock Holmes hat.
Oh, yes. Ah, yes, that would be lovely. I'll try out the new hat immediately.
You look ever so dashing in it.
Why, thank you. Perhaps I'll have to get a pipe to go with it one day.
I'm sure you can fiddle that.
Very well, Neska. I believe I will take this information and relay it to my coterie. I hope you have a safe night, and Gray would lean in and give Neska a hug.
You're awfully cold. Do wrap up warm tonight.
I will, thank you. The nights are a bit chilly still. And I would use Blush of Life before I headed out.
Rouse check for me, please. Wonderful. The Coterie meet up in the main Elysium of London. The Elysium is fairly busy once more, with various kindred all stuck together around different tables, keeping to themselves. Oddly enough, there's no Pandora tonight, and no entertainment on the stage. The Coterie find themselves at an isolated table so that they might discuss their agenda for the evening and where they wish to go.
How are everyone doing tonight? How is it?
Would I have been able to feed on my way?
You have that herd, don't you? So yes.
Okay. Gonna do that real quick. Yes. Then he would be arriving with his new eye.
Do you have the patch on or the patch off?
Patch off.
Okay.
I'll look at you real strange. There's something different about you.
Wait, no, I'm French again.
It's the hair. Did you get a haircut?
It's a good
no.
look for you.
It's the same wig. I was able
Sure.
to. I was
I'll
able to
lean in.
acquire an eye.
Oh, he's already said it. Never mind.
Gray would lean in.
I will
Oh,
actually.
Go ahead.
I will actually put my hand under his chin to look at it. Very nice work.
Yeah.
And merci. I found a very talented doctor who was able to do some sort of cutting edge surgery work.
Gray would
Fantastic.
lean in. Yes, that is a miraculously well done prosthetic eye. Quite amazing workmanship.
I think so. It even moves, I believe. I checked it in the mirror, at least.
Get like real close. Just looking at it.
Do you approve?
Does nobody?
Don't touch it. That's rude.
There's nobody what? Spit it out. I'm curious.
I'm past questioning a lot with this group, but a talented doctor.
Yes, he was quite talented. But I believe the operation was it was a bit under the table, if you understand. Experimental stuff. But apparently we
Makes sense.
found a suitable donor.
I look over
Well,
at
now.
Thurston. Why is he so weirded out about things happening? I go invisible.
Yes, Alistair, going invisible kind of. I don't know, this sounds even stranger than what you're misunderstanding, but going invisible makes more sense than gaining a new eyeball.
How? When?
Surely it's not real.
What? I look at you. Tell me one time before recently you've seen anybody do that. Newsflash. I look at everybody else. We're magical.
I'd assume this doctor knows about us. If you're allowed him to examine you that closely.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
assuming
He
the
is,
doctor is one of.
yes, someone who specializes in our kind. Yes, you see, our forms have apparently a tolerance for things like this that normal patients do not.
You know what? I don't care enough at this point. Fine.
It is just an eye. A simple vanity project of sorts.
Of course it is.
Oh, well then, on to other business.
Very important.
I have some leads regarding those murders, the murders of the young women.
Ah, do go on.
Yes. There is a group it may possibly be related to, although that may be a red herring. It's certainly something we can track down and sort out. But the most important lead at the moment is I have a place, the Limehouse building. It's a condemned building. There's already been one murder there and perhaps a repeat murder. certainly something worth looking into.
Anything that we can do to help women.
Absolutely.
I do agree.
That's, good work, Inspector. Shall I make that our primary point of focus for the evening?
Provided no one else has anything of import tonight, I think that would be a good priority for us.
Is that where we stop by the opera house?
This sounds good to me.
Heading out then?
I might want to feed while we're at Elysium.
You don't
Feeding
require
doesn't go well for us at Elysium.
you don't require any special kind of food, do you?
Sleeping.
I think you'll be able to find someone sleeping without any kind of problems. So just do your feeding
Okay.
roll for me.
Alrighty. I clicked it.
There it goes.
So,
That doesn't look like
Wait,
it rolled
no,
right.
no,
yeah, that doesn't look
that's
right.
not right. I have more than 0 dice. Let me
Yeah.
try this again.
It's, I was saying not to feed an Elysium.
Perfect.
Hold
Dice
on.
hate us.
I mean, that's going to be
I
a messy
could,
critical, not a beast, so...
I could re-roll that 0 and 2 of those 1s. I can do a willpower roll, right?
Yes, but it's still going to be a messy critical.
Oh, will it?
Because the 1 is on the
You got a
hunger
0
dice.
and hunger.
Yeah,
Also
but if
makes
he
it messy
rerolls the
critical.
other, if he rerolls the black 0, it won't be a messy critical.
Yes. If I can get rid of the critical.
That's true.
Oh yeah, because the one's the beast.
Yeah, that's only if you fail. I don't think if it was 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you fail,
So-
it'll be a beast. The 1 on the hunger die, the 0 on the hunger die with a 0 on the other thing makes it messy critical.
So let me re-roll the 1
You
0.
could just
and the
reroll
2
1,
ones.
yeah. Watch you get another crit. Oh, hilarious.
Probably. That's been our luck.
He did.
See?
I haven't seen it yet.
You got a 0, a 6,
Yeah,
and a 1.
okay. It's still a messy crit.
Hey, now you got
Should've
The
just
dice
rerolled
hate
1
us in Elysium.
instead of reroll all 3.
Yeah, I probably should have. I already had 3 successes. Oh well, my
Oh,
bad.
well.
Inspector Grey
Throw a reroll. Oh, yes.
searches through the Elysium crowd floor, finding a mortal laid out asleep on a long couch. He brings out his fangs and sinks them into the mortal's flesh. As he does so, feeling the warm liquid reaching his throat, the beast inside of him screams for attention. He is distracted by the beast, attempting to quell it, and in his distraction he forgets to stop feeding, draining the mortal of all of its vitae. You take 2 humanity stains, but may also slake 5 hunger down to 0.
Okay.
Be
When
hearing from the
I,
harpy again.
hey, I haven't heard from the harpy yet. This is my first offense. You know, it's our Cototie's what? 5th?
Only takes
Yikes.
1.
In fairness, the mortal was already asleep, and you're just, it's not going to have any immediate effect that no one, unless someone's particularly watching you like a hawk.
Yeah.
It's just going to be like,
So, what I'll try to do is, I'll try to subtly, I'll clean myself up some and try to clean him up some and just make him look comfortable and asleep.
Fluffs the pillow.
Yeah, fluffs the pillow. Tries to make him look comfortable before I leave. I don't know if you want me to roll something.
Yeah,
or
I'm
not.
trying to think. Do composure. Do composure and etiquette, please.
Composure and etiquette? Sure.
Why do I never get a composure and etiquette?
You don't kill people accidentally in Elysium and then try to make it look innocent.
I mean, kind of.
Wonderful.
Oh, God.
Ooh!
Inspector Gray prims up the
Loving
corpse,
this delayed reaction.
placing the hand upon the body. Looking around, he makes sure that no one has seen him, and carefully, subtly walks away from the corpse, having successfully gotten away with murder in Elysium. But you still take those 2 humanity stains.
Oh, absolutely. So I will return to the group as if nothing has happened. It's quite good to get a quick light meal before heading out. Are we ready to go, or does someone have any other business they need to attend to?
No, I'm, in all honesty, ready to leave. To be honest, it was quite risky feeding in Elysium given our track record. I'm glad everything went well.
No, Inspector Grade showed
I
us how
thought
it
so.
is done. He's an example we all
Indeed.
should follow when feeding at Elysium.
Indeed,
Quick,
indeed. Luckily, I haven't had any such issues feeding in Elysium as I know you've run into, Thurston. But with practice, we will all get better.
Yes,
Keep an eye
I've
on the
been
loose
doing that a lot
floorboards.
lately.
Okay, to the, what was it, the Limehouse? Limehouse
Yes.
building?
Yeah, it's
Limehouse
What else
is
can
the
you tell
area.
us about this place? Oh,
oh,
I know. London.
what else can you, we could discuss on the way, which we probably might actually need 2 carriages now, because now I believe Aldric will keep his dog. Probably just his dog. I don't know. I don't know what you have envisioned for it. I was thinking like a mastiff or something is what he was going for.
That's what I figured.
Those
Maybe
are
the dog
around.
gets his own carriage.
Those are English dogs, right?
They are now. You can have German dogs at this point. England and Germany are quite close.
I think there's English master.
Although, you know what? It could probably ride. It's very well trained. So I guess it could like sit with the driver up front, couldn't it?
Yes.
So cute.
I like the optics of that. So yeah, that's what we'll do. So yeah, going to the carriage, I'll
This
gesture.
navigator's real
I have,
weird and shaggy, boss.
Nice, all right. I have gotten a pet for protection purposes mostly, but also
So cute.
I like his company. His name is Durston.
It's what, sorry?
Durston.
Ah,
First.
I'll try
Give him
not
a
to get
little-
confused.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even make the connection. That is a bit similar to your name, isn't it? Oh well, what can you do about these things? I will get into the carriage.
I would have followed him.
Yeah, I'll follow in the carriage too.
Yeah,
same.
me too.
Then, on the way, I'll just ask the inspector. So, what else can you tell us about this building we are going to? What should we expect?
Well, it is a condemned building, so I can't imagine there should be much trouble we'd run into. Although, I do have a name of someone who may be hiding out in that building. I'm not sure if they're related to this murder or not, but it's worth looking into.
Yeah, what is the name?
I believe a Michael.
Seems vague, but we'll see what happens here then.
Your dog's hungry.
Hmm?
Your dog's hungry, she just told me.
She?
He, she, doesn't matter.
And the entire time I've just been staring intently at the dog.
Like head
The
stuck
dog
out the
has-
window staring up at the dog?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll pop back
What do you
in.
feed it? I poke the dog real, like softly.
You tell him, well, I feed it steaks from the butcher shop. Yeah. And my blood.
Neat.
Yes, I understand we give blood to people, and it has a certain effect. So I thought, why not animals? And it turns out it has a similar effect. I can actually kind of feel what it is feeling as well. Seems to intuitively obey me. It's quite the trick.
That's handy.
Yes. I can get you one too. I have a little French bulldog actually, quite fashionable. Oh, I will have Henry bring it by for you then. Wasn't what I was looking for, but I didn't have the heart to throw it out.
So sweet.
Thurston, you should get a rat.
Why?
Wow. Rats carry plague.
Well, because wouldn't it be weird if somebody saw a dog go to the sewer?
Well, I don't need one obedient rat. I can have many.
I look back at Aldric. He can have many. Can you have many?
I assume as many as I feed my blood to, yes.
This is exciting. We're gonna have a house full of pets.
Well, Thurston, I think Alistair brings up a good point.
Rats should
Rats-
stay in the sewers.
Well, no, not only that, they're quite adept at getting where they shouldn't go and into people's homes. And since you've told us you can speak with animals, they would make fantastic informants for you, Thurston.
I mean, yes, that is very similar to what the Nosferatu do already. I just haven't found use for it in any situations we've been put in, so...
So that's how the Nosferatu get all their information. They speak to rats? I never knew that.
Ew.
Yes, we ran into that one gentleman who got us into the museum. He seemed quite friendly with the rodents.
That's right, he did have a rat. A bunch of them, if I remember.
Indeed, that is quite some ingenuity. This is something to remember.
Yes, our blood allows for all sorts of interesting things, I'm learning.
Aldric, I like him. He speaks to me.
Yes, Thurston is how do you say, he is a good boy.
Am I right? I'm sorry.
I'll gently pat Thurston on the head. You're a good boy too. And then I wipe my hand
No.
off.
It's not... Have you ever been in the same room with somebody that has a similar name to you? It's very confusing outright.
He came with the name. I wish I could have changed it.
It's fine. I just get used to it.
I think you have the problem. There for a while, you all were getting me and Aldric confused, and we sound nothing alike.
This is true.
True.
Look at the dog. It's okay. They don't mean to be.
Carriage continues its journey into Limehouse, eventually pulling up at the address Inspector Gray provided. They find it quiet and sealed off with a notice on the door condemning the building as unfit to live in by order of the authorities. The street is quiet with only the echoes of far-off shouting and dogs barking. The Coterie know that the residents of Limehouse keep to themselves, so long as they don't break the Masquerade. No one there will pay them any heed. They approach the front door that rests straight on the street, and ignoring the notice on the front door, attempt to open it, finding it locked.
Is anyone adept at opening up doors? I could give it a try, but I'm not particularly good at it.
Do we need to be quiet?
Knock. Light knock.
I'll knock. Give it about 0.5 seconds, then just kick it in.
Strength and strength for me, please.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Sensing a theme tonight.
Sticking with it, or would you like to reroll?
Nah, let's do it.
Alright. Sir Drake readies himself in the frame on the street, lifts his leg, and smashes the door in. Pieces of wood and splintered iron crash through into the hallway. As he does so, the beast inside of him screams up for attention. He returns to an animalistic state. Sir Drake regresses to a point where speech is hard, clothes are uncomfortable, and arguments are best settled with teeth and claws. For the remainder of the scene, Sir Drake gains a 3 dice penalty to all rolls involving manipulation and intelligence, and can only speak in one-word sentences during this time.
After that happens, if you all see it, Alistair's walking up with his tools, and it happens, and he just looks up. Never mind. And I turn back, and you hear the click of the carriage open, and I'll put the tools back in and shut the door.
Sir Drake, at least give good Sir Alistair opportunity, or I'm not adept at it, but I could have tried to lockpick the door prior to kicking it in.
Open.
Yes,
Wait,
we would have opened it.
Indeed. Thank you, Alistair.
Boring. Let's walk in.
I
One
look
of
at
his
you, it's
moods
like, "Oh,
again.
Not wrong.
Everyone else proceeding indoors?
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll walk in last, and
Only-
before I go, I'll try to close the door and line it up
door?
so it doesn't look as. Oh, is it kicked?
Yeah,
complete-
there's a door there.
okay. I'll pick up the door and lean it against the wall.
Yeah.
Pieces of it.
Yeah.
I don't know
I am
how
only
much good it's
proceeding
gonna-
in if Aldric is leading me in.
Yes, Aldric will lead you in as we watch. The inspector tries best to push the door up. I will look at Durston and wait here and have the dog stay and wait at the door.
I don't know if it's going to do me any good, but I'm casting Silence to Death
Okay.
as I enter.
After we've blown up the door.
It's any consolation, we don't have to worry about being quiet now.
I'm not worried about you all.
What? Oh,
Coterie.
wait, what do you mean? I wouldn't have known you cast that.
The Coterie proceed through the now empty door frame entering into the hallway of the house. The door that leads down to the cellar has been ripped off its hinges, familiar sight, and a small, simple barricade has been placed across the doorway, which seems to have remained undisturbed. As the Coterie observe the simple blocker, they can hear the stomps of heavy boots swiftly approaching them as a clearly homeless man comes trouncing out at them, runs past them, and heads straight through the doorway, clutching a dirt-stained blanket under his arm, and the smell of human waste fills their nostrils as he closes in on them.
Waste of a life.
Shit!
Yes.
Indeed, Sir Drake, you did literally scare the shit out of him.
We'll go through to the room that you ran out of.
You go into the room that he ran out of and find a few discarded bedrolls, but the room itself is empty of anything else. A few bloodstains on the floor.
I want to look around and see if I can see, I guess, any possessions or any signs of something with a name I could look for.
Whereabouts?
I guess on the floor, or if there's any sort of bookcases or something. I guess I'm just trying to generally look around to see if I can find a cupboard or a pile where someone might have put some personal effects.
I'll let you do that for free. On the floor, upstairs and downstairs, you search vigorously, finding each room mostly empty, devoid of furniture, just a few stray blankets covered in filth, and other odd dried bloodstains here and there. It seems as though the cellar barrier has successfully managed to ward away any kind of homeless people, or anyone else for that matter.
Can I follow him and use Sense the Unseen? Looking
Yes,
on
you
walls to
free as
see,
well. And you will see
just cover our tracks.
You will see absolutely no sign of anything supernatural or the like in the entire building, leaving just the cellar remaining.
Well, looks like we're going to have to go through that barrier.
I look at Sir Drake, point at the barrier, and go, "Charge!"
I'm like looking at it for a lock.
There is no door, but you do see, in a small nook to the side at the top of the stairs, an oil lamp and tinderbox.
Take a step forward and just try and smash the barrier open. Just throw myself into it.
At this stage, I don't think there's any point making you roll for that, so that's going to be an automatic success.
Cool.
As you crash through like Frankenstein's monster through a drywall.
Shockmaster.
Someone grabbing the oil lamp and tinderbox?
I'll grab it.
And everyone heading down?
Sure.
Yeah.
The Coterie make their way down the surprisingly solid staircase, and as they enter the room, the grisly sight of the resting place of 4 murdered women awaits them. A large, solid dining room table sits in the middle of the room, and a desk rests against one of the side walls. Each body has been placed in a corner of the room, although their heads are slumped down onto their shoulders, hiding their face from plain view. It is as if they have been positioned to look into the centre of the room. The final body is face down on the table, arms crossed behind their back, and all their clothes are torn and bloodstained.
You guys see, as we come down, the lights shaking back and forth, and you just hear eek, 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 eek. Alistair's just rocking the lamp back and forth as we walk down.
This is certainly a gruesome sight. The inspector would walk forward, and before he'd start inspecting the dead bodies, I'd probably do a quick look through to see if anyone alive is hiding somewhere that I can see.
Say it again, please. Are you using
Um,
power for this, or?
Sure, I could use Sense the Unseen just to see if I can find someone, either... Yeah, I want to look around with an awareness check, and I can also use Sense the Unseen to just see if I can see somebody.
Okay, don't do the sense the unseen.
Okay.
We'll
Just
leave that
regular
for now.
awareness.
Do intelligence and awareness for me, please. As a
Alrighty.
general investigation around each scene, around the scene itself.
Yes.
Would you like a reroll on any of those, or would you like to stick with it?
Yeah, I'll reroll. I'll do a willpower reroll.
You have got a free reroll from Traven if you wish to make use of it.
Ooh, yes, I will use the free reroll from Traven. So that's a complete reroll, right?
Yep, just hit the reroll button underneath it.
Alrighty.
Much better.
Wow. Thank you, Traven.
Inspector Gray goes to each body in the corner of the room, moving their hair out of the way, and as he does so, he sees that each body has had their eyes ripped out and shows blood running down from the sockets like tears. The eyeballs have been replaced with mirrors, except the body on the table. That body has only had one eyeball removed. The other is still attached by the cord, but removed from the socket.
I point this out to the Coterie. I haven't the foggiest idea why all these eyes have been removed. And this one woman's eye, only one of them's been removed. Look at this. And I kind of hold the body up so that they could see the eye sockets.
I slowly turn and look at Aldric.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
Just say no.
Aldrich smiles and runs off. No. Yes, the irony of the timing of this gruesome display is not lost on me. But as you see, I replaced one eye, not several.
Perhaps,
Okay, now that that's out of the way.
Perhaps this doctor you saw for your surgery, perhaps he is the murderer, killing young women and harvesting them for organs and parts for surgeries.
As this is a possibility, not sure what his motivation would be. He seemed quite... Well, not the need to collect things like this, but yes, I believe we can rule him as a suspect at the very least.
Yes, that's certainly something we will have to look into, certainly.
Shiver, I'll approach the center table and look to see if she's bound in any way, and then curiously peek around to see if maybe her throat was slit or anything like that.
Would you prefer wits and awareness or intelligence and investigation?
Intelligence investigation.
Do intelligence and investigation for me, please. Perfect.
4.
The corpse is not bound. However, as you inspect around the wrists and hand... Never mind. You notice everything on the corpse's hand seems completely normal. Not even any bloodstains upon it. You do notice that there is a heavy laceration wound on the stomach area, and bleeding between the legs has occurred.
I will approach Aldric. Just say, should Evelyn be down here?
That was actually a good consideration. Miss Evelyn, are you comfortable is the wrong word. Would you like to be escorted outside of such a grisly scene? Or do you care to participate in this investigation?
I want to find who did this to these women.
I agree. I think finding justice for this is worth putting up with some unwholesome scenery. Thank you for your consideration, Alistair.
Yeah, so I cough
Yes.
and I stand up straight and I said, okay, well, it appears that they were meant to watch that. And I point over to the body on the table. It's where I'm pointing, it's pretty obvious. There was some sort of, is voyeurism the right word? Possible.
I'll go over to the body on the table and try and neaten it up as much as I can. Put her on her back, straighten her hair, smooth out her clothes, looking for anything along the way.
I see there is a cut there, a wound on her stomach area. Are her organs in place?
Can I check?
Do for me! Never remember which one's better for you.
Investigation.
Investigation and intelligence, please. Like a reroll. Actually, no, I think it would be fair to say, actually, for a successive one. You can see various pieces of insides are spewed out from the wound, as if torn away. Do you
I
have
will
anything
try to
in
put
medicine?
them back in. I don't think so. No, I don't.
Inspector Gray, do you have anything in medicine?
I do not.
Okay, carry on then.
I actually do.
Do for me.
Well, I'm currently trying to put the guts back in.
Yeah, it's still going to be fine. Do for me intelligence and medicine, Aldric.
I'm going to rouse that.
Okay. Gain a hunger. Perfect. Aldric notices, as Eveline attempts to replace the organs, that in fact the womb is missing.
Not to say this in a delicate way, but we're past the point of delicacies. Her womb was removed.
I want to walk over to the women in the corner and I think I know the answer to this, but I want to look at their fingers. At this point, I'm looking to see if their eyes were removed by someone else or by themselves. After seeing what's in the middle, I'm
preferred
thinking maybe
intelligence and investigation, right?
Yeah.
Okay, intelligence investigation, please.
2.
You will notice that each corpse is missing their ring finger. You'll be able to tell that the eyes were completely gouged out. Judging from their own hands, it is unlikely that they did it to themselves, based that there is no blood upon their fingers.
Just judging by what was done to the body in the middle, can I inspect the abdomens of the 4 in the corner as well?
Do you prefer intelligence or wits and awareness?
Wits and awareness.
Wits and awareness for me, please. Perfect. You will notice that they also have heavy laceration wounds just around the stomach area, and incredibly heavy bleeding between their legs. Unlike the lady on the table, there is nothing remaining on the inside of their stomachs.
Shiver, is it obvious with these women if they were pregnant or not?
I'm just gonna try and go there. Like, would I know as a woman? Would I be able to tell?
And I'm talking like late term.
There are no wombs or anything like that for you to be able to see, so it would be impossible for you to discern such information.
Skin stretches. If they were late term pregnancies, there would still be some loose skin.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. Just based around the stomach, would it look like there's more there than they should be?
You would be able to discern. Actually, do for me intelligence and medicine, please. With a +1 modifier for Madeline helping.
Okay, I was gonna say, can I assist him in that?
What is it? What role?
Intelligence and medicine, please. I have a feeling it's just intelligence for you, though.
Yeah.
No one takes
I don't even know where
medicine
medicine is anymore. There it is.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Isaac had medicine.
2.
That's fine. You'll be able to discern that either these women were not pregnant or were in very early stages of pregnancy.
So I assume I would be staying with Eveline. That's a little bit better.
We've been focusing a lot on these bodies. Is there anything on the walls of
Do
the
for
room?
me wits and awareness, please, Thurston. There is also a desk against the wall.
Separate from the table that's in the middle?
Correct. That's perfect. Thurston, as he inspects around the room, looks upon the walls and finds, written in a small text, various graffiti in blood. Written in a very strange manner, words like harlot, whore, and impure. Do for me insight and wits, please.
Okay.
Would you like to stick with it, or would you like a reroll?
I mean,
You can reroll 2.
I don't have much. Yeah. Thurston's hurting on willpower at the moment. That's my debate. Yeah, I'll reroll 2.
You'll be able to discern, as you look upon this text, that it seems
That's a
as if
messy crit.
Oh, yeah.
2 zeros. 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good eyes.
Thanks, not Steven.
It's also almost as bad as the Beast.
Yeah.
But guess what he's going to get anyway?
Yep.
You'll be able
But
to
he
discern
sees everything.
that this was written by hand with a quill. As you do so, fascinated by this scene and the amount of information you gathered, the beast inside of you begins to rear its head, screaming between your skull. Your need to know permeates you. You become consumed with a hunger for secrets, to know that which few or no one knows, almost as strong as that for blood. Thurston also refuses to share his secrets with others, except in strict trade for greater ones. All actions not spent working towards learning a secret, no matter how big or small, receive a 2 dice penalty. This compulsion ends when Thurston learns a secret big enough to be considered useful. Sharing the secret is optional.
My favorite. I find the writing on the wall, but I don't say anything.
I think Inspector Gray would take a look at that table. He'd look it over, see if he can find anything useful there.
Do intelligence and investigation, please. Would you like to stick with it, or would you like a reroll?
I will reroll 3 of those.
Perfect.
There we go, 3 successes.
Inspector Gray rolls his eyes over the desk against the wall, finding various knives and cutting instruments, all bloodstains. Among the collection of blades, he also finds a small journal.
Oh, interesting. I'd open and read the journal.
The pages contain a list of various first names, like Mary, Janet, Catherine. Each one has a date next to it. The dates start just before Christmas and lead up to 2 weeks prior to the current date.
I believe this is a journal of the victims. I'd take it over and show the coterie the journal with the names and the dates. I wager this has a listing of these victims, these young ladies in here. I'm not sure what his motivations were, but this is a gruesome piece of evidence indeed.
Well, I mean, the book itself isn't gruesome. Common for killers to keep track of their victims.
The
I mean,
Oh,
it's
go ahead,
obvious he kept souvenirs. I point to the women in the corner. Their ring fingers are missing.
Yes, curious. I wonder why he removed their eyes, replaced with mirrors, removed the ring fingers, and removed the wounds.
Ceremony.
It's perhaps
To
it's
take
quite
a
gruesome.
better look at the women to be able to tell like what their status was based on their dress, makeup, etc. And if I can check their pockets at the same time, but that may be asking.
Intelligence investigation, please.
Oh, Roll20 is kind of delayed.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like a reroll, or would you like to stick with it?
Let's re-roll it. Just 2 of those.
Perfect. You'll be able to tell, looking over the bodies, that these are women from lower rungs of society. You check their pockets, finding them devoid of absolutely anything. In fact, some of them have even sewed up their pockets.
the desk that was against the wall. I'm not going to actually look for anything, but I'm going to act like I'm looking for something. Aldric, I don't believe you had any direct connection with this gruesome scene here, but this doctor that you had your surgery from, we probably should know who he is, because if somebody's going around giving people eyeballs, he's got to be getting them from somewhere.
No, I don't think. I mean, this is something very personal. This is something very disturbed. This is purposeful. This isn't someone digging up bodies to sell parts to doctors. There's many ways to achieve that. I don't see whoever's doing these things is doing it for profit as much as for some sort of sick reasoning that's beyond that.
I mean, I've seen people do worse for less, and surely
You have seen people do worse than this.
Maybe not. No, this is pretty bad. But
this is the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yes. But surely you wouldn't mind telling us who your doctor, because he might have somebody we could speak to. He might know someone.
That is, yes, it's a lead. I think it is perhaps a very weak lead, but yes, as I said before, I will see if I can get in contact with them again.
I mean,
but this obviously is not the doing of someone who is trying to make money or interested in medicine. The fact that they kept a journal here makes me think that they should return here then, yes? They've kept something of theirs here. So it might be just as easy to set a trap for them. If it was important enough to write down the names of the victims, why would he just leave it in a place he never planned on coming back to?
He could have... then you see me get real worried for a second. Could have heard somebody coming down and you went to hide. She could still be here.
That is a very good point.
Shiver, I'll
just say, look around for hiding spots. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I'll activate Sense the Unseen.
Alistair. As you will, vitae to your eyes and mind.
Yeah, I know.
You have a vision flash to you. You realize that this scene has been exhausted of all possible clues, and know there is nothing more to discover. If you wish to carry on doing Sense the Unseen, you may, but you already know you'll find
Yeah,
nothing.
like the power will go off. I'll do my thing, and I'll turn to Alistair. Nope, he just forgot it.
Oh, well, should we keep someone here in case he returns?
Why?
To catch them?
I don't... We've disturbed the scene quite a bit. I'm sure as soon as he walks in, he's going to realize something's off and just leave.
Meanwhile, I am making all of the bodies nice, pretty smooth.
I just kind of...
I mean, I agree that they will... yeah, but they will still have to walk in. And instead of letting them leave, whoever's here will stop them from leaving. And do their best.
Who's to say we'll see him coming in?
Why wouldn't you?
Well, I don't know. This isn't my kill lair. Is there another way in? Maybe he's like me. Maybe he can sneak in and be unseen.
So you just don't want to try it all then, just in case all of these what if scenarios, or we just leave someone here in case he doesn't have any of these.
I mean, to be completely honest, I just don't want to leave one person here because we don't know who it is, and that could end really badly for one of us, and then we don't know anything.
Oh no, I was not talking. I understand. I was not talking about one of us. I have people for this.
So what? You just want to convince one of your people to sit in a chair and wait?
Yes, we do it all the time. You wait for someone to show up. When they do, you get what you need out of them.
In this?
Yes. If there are other options, I am all ears. We can just leave and call it that then.
One concern I may have with that plan would be when I was instructed that when we are done with this scene, I'm to leave a note on the door so the police know we're finished and they can come in after us. I worry if one of your men is left here, they may come to the wrong conclusions.
Do not leave a note then. Since the police will not show up.
But I suppose we're not done with the scene then. Very well, if we're not done with the scene yet, we're not done with the scene.
It is up to us. I think there's nothing else to find here, as Alistair said, but I also would not be surprised if this is in regular use. And I would feel better having some capable individuals and or my employee waiting. And if something happens, something happens. But at least it's a shot. It is all I have. There are certainly better ideas, I'm sure. I have not come up with them, though.
We could clear off a spot at the table, have him bring his lunch, and sit out on a stakeout.
Lunch on that table?
It's the only dinner table here.
I believe he was being facetious.
Mayhaps.
Either way, what else should be our next step then?
I was hoping we would at least find somebody here, but it seems like they've come and gone. I suppose we can, your plan is better than any plan I have. We may as well leave someone here to see if, at least for a night, to see if anyone returns tonight. If not, then tomorrow night we'll remove your man and I'll leave my note.
Hey, it's all I can think of.
Very well.
Useless. So Drake will stomp out of the room, but before he does so, just smash the table in frustration.
I look at Aldric. I was like, don't get him killed, and then I go after Sir Drake. No, you weren't useless. Come back. Come back.
There is one other lead. In the information I got for this location, I got a name of an individual, a Walter Smythe in Bethnal Green. We can pay him a visit, see if he's connected to this, or if not.
Yes, we might as well. And from there, as Thurston suggested, I will talk to my people and then see if I can get in contact with the doctor.
Indeed, yes.
Do we have a location for the other people?
Yes. Bethnal Green.
Oh, that was. I don't know if that was a name or a place. Okay.
It's a place, yeah.
One.
Do you know London?
London.
No, wait.
Okay. Guess we hop in the carriage and head there.
You should just be glad there's no
Before-
Grove Hunt Lane in London.
Before getting in the carriage, I let Aldric go ahead, and I just grab Alistair for a second. Just say, thank you. Squeeze his hand and go in the carriage.
I say to myself, what did I do? And get in the carriage.
Is there anything you wish to discuss on your carriage ride? Sir Drake,
Yes, please.
you are no longer under the effect of your clan compulsion. Thurston, you most definitely are. Sir Drake,
Yeah, I
you
know.
may also have a willpower point for your play out of the compulsion.
Yeah.
Now, Aldric, I know we kind of talked about this in Elysium a little bit, and you know me, I don't often like sharing information at Elysium because you never know who's listening. But if the doctor that you had give you your eyes, I'm guessing, because I guess that's the only way it would work, he is a kindred doctor, right?
I have no idea. I had my contacts in the underworld find me someone who would do an experimental operation. This is who I found. As we know, under close scrutiny, I don't know if... I assume they knew what was what, but I don't know. They did not say anything if they realized something was different about my state of life. But, as you know, people in these businesses like to be very secretive. We did not exchange information. I got the operation. He got paid. That was that.
Perhaps it's possible that the doctor could get the eyes from involuntary donors, or perhaps he's a up and up individual and he compensates those who donate their eyes. I'm sure you can live quite a fulfilling life with just one eye.
I had for a very long time. Yes, like I said, it is a lead we can follow, but I would not expect much out of it. From what I witnessed in there, I mean, it's quite common for people to dig up bodies to make a buck, but that was I can safely say that was not that.
Maybe this Walter individual will be a more promising lead.
Yes, let us hope.
Inspector, were you told the nature of this Walter character's connection?
No, just that he may be a member of a ring or have affiliates who are part of a ring who are involved in murders. So it's very possible that this is just the tip of an iceberg. And tracking down this lead may lead us to a larger criminal organization. Perhaps they're harvesting bodies. It's hard to say.
All right, well, when we get to the address, just make sure nobody gets in my way. Okay.
Very well. I would hope if our interaction with Walter ends up being a fatal interaction, that we can at least get some information from him prior.
That's the plan.
Very good, Sir Dre.
And at this point, we'll take a break. Conveniently, just when Thurston's router comes back.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be right back.
Often need doctors? Seems most of your condition is beyond repair.
Yes, trust me, it is. I don't know, it just seems quite off that.
Gonna lean in to Alistair quick. I'm listening to this conversation. I'm going to give him 3 more questions. I bet you £10 he doesn't do it in 3.
I think real hard. Can we do 5?
5 what, pounds or questions?
Pow.
Yeah, fine. Sure.
Okay, so. Got it, yeah.
Just sit back
See,
and watching.
At that moment, everybody sees Alistair's trying to count. And like starts over a bunch as he gets to like 3, like, fuck.
I do know that you do like to keep things close to your chest, Mr. Aldric. By the way, speaking of eyes,
I would disagree. I think I am an open book.
well, speaking
It's
of
always
eyes,
seemed to be quite honest with us.
Yes, wouldn't you agree, Thurston?
I did not say you weren't honest. I just said you kept things close to the chest.
Well, you're wrong.
Speaking of eyes, you borrowed that ring from me. Have you had any luck with what you were searching for with it?
No.
I mean, if I may ask, what were you searching for with it?
Trying to find more. I mean, the information about it, where it came from.
Well, I can tell you where it came from. It came from that man that we met under the bridge. He said he made it.
No, I mean, I know that, but I guess where it came from and the nature of it, how it works, what it is, what it does.
But Sir Aldric, I'm pretty sure I told you exactly what it is, because the man we met under the bridge told us what it is.
I mean, he said it was a ring with an eye on it. I understand that. You're not curious how that works? As you could see, at the point, I was curious about finding some sort of doctor or something to help me with my eye. So the nature of this ring made me curious, but it did not lead to anything.
Fine. You're clink,
Shiver, can I... Will you shush? My dog's barking at me. Can I look... I don't remember if you said it looked any different. Can I look to see if I recognize Aldric's new eye?
Yeah, alright.
So I've been waiting for that. I was going to say, it's the one thing Thurston has a sure shot of that I can't lie my way out of.
I didn't want to pull it out of my pocket first thing because I felt that was a little bit metagaming.
Wits and awareness, would you prefer wits and insight?
Awareness.
Wits and awareness. I think I'm going to have to set a difficulty to that for a certain amount rather than give it opposing roll.
I'm going to Blood Surge.
Is Thurston doing anything obvious to examine the eye that would be apparent to us?
I'm
Or is
probably
it
just squinting,
Uh,
like trying to get a.
Yeah, that is good to know. Does Aldric? I mean, is he obviously like looking at the eye in question?
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be doing it blatantly, but I'm not gonna outright say I'm hiding that I'm looking. I'm
I'll tell you what.
studying you.
I'll tell you what. Thurston, do
Mhm.
wits and awareness, and Aldric, do manipulation and subterfuge, please.
I'm still going to surge.
Gain a hunger.
I don't want to hide. I'm not. I don't want to know for the fact of hiding it. I just want to know for the fact of clocking what he's doing. If that makes sense. He's more curious at what Thurston's getting at and what he's doing rather than he doesn't want to try to hide the fact. Like if he notices I'm
Okay.
looking at his eye, he's very much he'll let him look and make it easy for him to look.
Okay. We'll make it back to...
I just want to know
difficulty roll then.
that he's looking, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we'll see what he rolls.
Okay. Oh, Thurston.
Okay.
Always.
So, Thurston will be able to successfully look at the eyeball and recognize it from the ring. However, Aldric is most definitely going to notice this.
Okay.
Perfect.
So, Thurston's probably all like,
As soon as I realize, I'll sit back in my chair and just go, interesting. And
What isn't?
disappointing.
What do you mean?
I'm just for someone who just I don't know, I've never seen someone with two different eyes before. It's very intriguing to look at.
Shiver.
hang on while we
Alistair,
take that
at this point,
pause
it's gonna
then. Thurston, your
No.
compulsion is lifted and you can have a willpower point back. Alistair.
Oh, thank you.
At this point, Alistair's gonna be like, "Oh my god, just forget about the eye," and I'm gonna cast Cloud Memory on Thurston.
God damn it.
Show me cloud memory, please.
Uh-huh.
I want you to succeed, Nitro. I want you to succeed.
Okay. Alistair, roll charisma, dominate, cloud memory, and Thurston, you're going to roll wits and resolve.
I'm gonna blood surge for this.
Okay.
fuck me.
Of course you are.
Gain a hunger.
Mean.
Hold on 1 second. That's not right.
Yeah, that's not right. That looks right.
4.
Oh.
Still goes to you.
Oh, unless anyone wants to reroll.
I can't.
Okay. Have you have you got no willpower left?
No, both of my black die are successes.
That's right. I mean, you can reroll and try and go for the crit.
No.
Okay. So yeah, that is going to go to
I mean,
Alistair. So yeah,
It's
rest.
tempting to give you a reroll in chat, but I have a personal philosophy. I'm not going to do that in a game I'm playing in.
We're past that point now. You just brought it up,
Yeah.
so somebody's gonna do it.
But I
Looking at
literally
you,
have to get
Traven.
one extra success. It's a risk I'm not willing to take.
Okay,
I'm
so that
happy
is
with my
most
4
definitely going to go to
successes.
Alistair, who utters the phrase, forget. And the ring. Can you use... Actually, let me have it.
Yeah, what
He just
what
forgets.
exactly am I
He just
forgetting?
forgets the
Yeah,
last
he
couple
forget-
minutes.
Yeah, he...
Okay.
Yeah, Thurston will have forgotten asking and looking about the ring and realizing the eyeball is now in Aldric's head socket.
Thurston's beast is sated, and he doesn't know why.
Mm-hmm.
It's like eating when you're drunk.
And then I look at Sir Drake and say, I can't believe you won.
Very well. One of these days the boy will learn.
I look over at Aldric and just wink.
He winked at you.
I feel like that's
Musicians.
mildly upsetting.
How long have we been... Sorry, carry on.
Sir Drake, for this next endeavor we go on, let's try not to kick the door in. Again, when it comes to the interrogations, if we want to be a bit more brutal about it, by all means. But I would like to come and go with as little evidence of our presence as possible.
I'm not planning on treating this Smythe with kid gloves, if that's what you're intonating.
No. I mean, when we're gaining entrance, let's not kick the door in.
He's saying Alistair has tools to pick locks. We should let him use them.
Fine.
Thank you.
I mean,
thank
don't get me wrong. That's exciting. Gets my heart pumping. It doesn't do that often. Just where it's warranted, I guess.
By the way, at the I'm sorry if I'm a bit lacking at the moment. I don't quite. I don't know. Something seems off. Did I mention at all? Did anybody else see the writing on the wall at the crime scene?
No, there was writing on the wall?
Yeah, it was. And I repeat the words that because I don't remember what they were. I just remember.
Impure.
Yeah. And of course,
Thanks to you, we figured that out on our own.
And of course, as all crime scenes go, it was written in blood. But strangely enough, it seemed like it was scripted with a quill.
Where was this written?
I describe on the wall where it was at because I don't think it was specific.
I was just on the wall.
Huh. For as gruesome a scene, that's a very eloquent way to do that.
That's what I
Was
thought.
the handwriting nice?
I assume if it was scripted, it was, yeah.
Well, this strengthens the notion that this was a personal and angry act.
Inspector, why don't you show Thurston the journal I gave you?
Yes, but of course. And Gray would take out the journal and hand it over to Thurston. Take a look through that. Do you think the handwriting matches?
Do I think the handwriting matches, Shiver?
Intelligence and awareness, please.
Okay.
Intelligence and penmanship.
That's right.
Intelligence and calligraphy.
Hey!
Yep, that's fine. You will compare the handwriting that is presented to you and the memory of the writing upon the wall. Although they're not a perfect match, you will notice various similarities in the way that certain letters have been constructed, as if one was written in a calm demeanour and the other was written in a pure fit of anger and hate.
Yeah, definitely
Which was
the
which?
same person. That's a good question.
The writing on the wall is pure anger and hate.
Safe to ask, but yeah.
Good to know.
The missing ring finger on each of the victims. Worms removed. It's an act of, I don't know, Seems futile, almost. This individual is grasping at the idea of marriage and motherhood. Perhaps sees shame in these victims for having neither, or having one but not the other.
I hate to play devil's advocate, but we really don't know the people. What kind of people they were. Maybe they themselves were evil, manipulating people to gain information they shouldn't have. Don't get me wrong, the act is horrible, but even the dead have history.
Perhaps our next lead will enlighten us to this then.
Perhaps. Well, let's get to it then, shall we?
The coach soon arrives in Bethnal Green. At the address given to Inspector Grey by his contact. The street is relatively quiet, with only a few people walking around. From the street, Grey looks up and can see a small candlelight in the bedroom window on the second floor.
I would like to quietly approach and look around the building to see if there's a real entrance.
It's a row of houses.
Row houses, okay. Yes, like in the picture. Let us be as quiet as we can. And Gray would sneak up to the door and whisper, if Alistair comes with him, whisper to Alistair, would you like to attempt the lock, or shall I?
Are we intending to break in without people knowing?
Well, it's someone's home. Why don't we just knock?
I'd rather him not know we're coming.
Ooh, I like where this is going. I activate Silence of Death.
Mm-hmm.
And Pigsy Lock.
Dexterity, larceny, please. Wonderful.
3.
Alistair guides his tools into the key, successfully breaking into the lock. With a quiet click, the door unlocks and he gently opens it.
The moment he opens it, I push past him and head upstairs.
Heading straight into the room where the candlelight was coming from?
Yeah.
I mean, if we're trying to surprise, we definitely did it.
What's everyone else
Got
doing
in quietly,
at the
but
same time?
that's a fierce man running up the stairs.
Yeah,
Not
I-
crossing the
gonna-
threshold.
Yeah, I will go in after Sir Drake, but I'm not going to immediately charge into that bedroom. I'm going to kind of be on the lookout, because in case he's in another room, I'm not always in a lit room, you know?
Yeah,
Aldric will wait outside with Evelyn.
Okay.
I'll kind of do the same. I'll follow Sir Drake up, but I won't follow him through the door if he goes in. I'm gonna stay kind of in the shadows. I'm gonna cast Silence of Death as well.
Alright. So Drake, you bursting into the bedroom. Like a Frenchman
No,
on his
just-
honeymoon night.
Kind of walking. Where's the light source?
It will be in the front room, second floor, that looks out onto the street.
The actual light source in the room.
Yeah.
So I want to blow that out as I come in.
Yeah, that's fine. You'll see a man asleep in the bed.
Smythe?
The man stirs, and suddenly, to his surprise, seeing a complete stranger in the dark in his room, he sits up. What the fuck's the meaning of this?
You Smythe?
Did you break into a man's home just to ask him his name?
You get one more chance to answer the question. Are you Smythe?
You're going to threaten me in my own home? What the hell is the meaning of this?
I'm gonna grab him by the lapels and headbutt him.
Okay, that was unexpected. Strength and brawl.
Sir Drake has rage issues.
This
I'd say
guy's
so.
not going to have the anywhere near enough time to react or do anything, so you just go for it.
I'll do it.
Fucking hell. Okay. As the Drake grabs the man and smacks him in the Glaswegian fashion, blood seeps from his nose and mouth. He remains dizzy and he's... Yeah. I'm Smythe. It's very hard to talk now.
Multiple bodies in Limehouse. What do you know?
Lime? I don't go to Limehouse.
Headbutt him again.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Alright, now go on better. I'll pull the trench knife out and put it to his throat instead.
Do strength and intimidation for me, please.
No,
On the
that's
first
good.
headbutt, we're downstairs and you hear Alistair go, "Do you guys hear that?"
It's funk.
All right. Look, you can put that fucking blade to my knife, but I do not go to Limehouse. I've got no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Gray would come in and he'd say, Smythe, if you don't know about Limehouse, then tell us what you know about Smirnov and Tessorov. Or Torosov.
The fuck you want to know about them for?
Don't ask questions, just give us the information.
I don't know the location of all of them, all right? But we're just summoned when needed. Sometimes by telegram, sometimes an advert in the paper, sometimes even make use of the homeless people to distribute messages. But Tarasov, he's in Tower Hamlets. He's probably listening to some of those speeches the guys give out there about rising. He's constantly trying to get people to come to those meetings. They usually meet in a coffee shop after hours. If you want to get in, you need to knock on the door and tell them that Carl sent you. And then they'll let you in. Now, can you please fuck off?
So he's in Tower Hamlets. Carl sent us.
Yeah. Just fuck off.
Understood.
Take your gorilla with you.
He gets halfway through the word gorilla and I'll headbutt him again to knock him out.
I don't think you even need to roll for that. Or actually, yeah. Strength and brawl.
See how hard.
We've been through this before with Xavier. I punch him. Oh, my fist went through his face.
That's why he wants me to roll. But yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
that's fine.
Oh, that's fine. You strike him once more. This time using the Edinburgh style of kiss. The man is successfully knocked out and slumps into the bed with more blood profusely bleeding from his nose and mouth.
I didn't like him. I just leave.
I'll head out with Sir Drake. Well, at least we've got some sort of lead.
Yeah, I'll leave the flat.
Yeah, as they're leaving the bedroom out from the shadows,
You do really know how to make an impression, don't you?
and I'll follow them out.
You walk out the door. See, isn't that fun? If they don't know you're coming in, it's more exciting to just get in there and whatever that noise was. I look at the inspector.
can't argue.
Did he kill him?
I think he's alive.
Well, did the man in there, was he the killer?
No, I didn't get the impression he was.
I think he gave us a lead. That
Okay,
we could find out.
just the next place then. Escort Eveline back to the carriage.
Is there anything you wish to discuss in the carriage after butting heads with the locals?
Before Gray gets in the carriage, he's going to say to the Coterie, I'm going to lock up real quick. Make it look like we wanted. I'll be back. And I'm going to go back in, and I'm going to go back upstairs, and to the unconscious Walter, I'm going to put him down. He's part of this criminal ring, so I'm going to put him down.
Yeah, I don't think you need to roll for that. How are you going to do it? Just what method of killing are you going for here?
I think I might just maybe smother him with a pillow, suffocate him, and then let him there like he's asleep.
Yeah, that's fine. And you will not be
He's
taking
too full to
any
eat him.
humanity stains.
What was that?
You will not be
You're
taking
too full
any
to eat
humanity
him.
stains.
Okay.
Meanwhile, in the carriage, Aldric will be just... This inspector, he's an eye for details. He's good that he's always covering our tracks and make sure that we stay out of trouble. This is good.
That is his job. Literally.
Seems quite good at it.
If it wasn't for the inspector, I'd have probably killed that man.
No. We don't need a trail of bodies over this.
And I will lock up the door before I come back into the carriage.
Drake, do you use a soft?
Has a soft touch ever worked?
For me all the time.
I don't have your obvious charms, if you don't mind my saying so.
Manners can get you far.
A good sword hand tends to get you further.
It's a matter of perspective.
Assume you tell us where we're going and whatnot.
Yes, so Smythe told us that he doesn't know much about the business. And I guess some of the other individuals might know more. He did drop a name for us. He gave us the location of one of their members named Tarsam. He's in Tower Hamlets. We have to go there and tell him Carl sent us.
Are we just busting up a communist ring? This does not seem like the type to be murdering women, plucking their eyes out, and writing things in quills.
I mean, to be fair,
Be fair.
do you really care what the kind do each other?
No, I just don't want to waste my time. Who is your contact who gave you this information?
He's a good friend of mine from my days Inspector, and it is quite possible that this lead is it could be a mix-up, it could be a red herring, I don't know. Unfortunately, Smythe didn't have that information. I just know there's been more killings. This ring of criminals was brought up. I don't know if this ring of criminals is taking part in the body harvesting, if they're buying body parts from this serial killer, or if it's completely unrelated. I'm not sure. I'm trying to find answers.
But it is a possibility that you have a friend who works for the government who is using you to bust up a communist ring.
I suppose that could be a possibility.
But just keep that in mind, dealing with the rest of them. You don't need to needlessly murder them, as there's a good chance they're not involved. But we haven't ruled anything out yet either. And this is the only lead we have, really, so let us proceed.
They're not involved with them.
Go ahead, Sir Drake.
They're not involved with them. Well, they might not be involved with the murders, but they're involved with, what, trafficking?
Who knows what they're involved in? It could be trafficking, it could be drugs, it could be organ sales, any number of black market things, assassinations. Either way, they are not good people.
But you don't know, it seems like. You just assume you were told they're not good people because of their affiliations. They've not been caught doing anything bad.
Let's just say there's not enough concrete evidence to convict them. Any witness disappears, that sort of thing.
Boring kind law. I'm killing the next one.
Wait, no, that's not fair.
Well, if you want to kill him, fine, as long as he's dead. Inspector, I have to say, the thing that happened, I was intimidating and you were sort of calm and almost reassuring.
Professional.
I think that could be a routine of some sort.
Yes, perhaps it could be. A calm inspector and, Sir Rage.
They would have to workshop the name. That's a good idea.
Indeed, I quite like it.
Hey, I got an idea. Before we kill these people, can we just ask ourselves if one of us is hungry? Because,
Two birds, one stone.
yeah.
Indeed.
Also keeps, and I look around, everybody here from making a scene in Elysium.
Malkavian is speaking sense.
I don't have any problems with that.
What? That's absurd. Don't say that. Should cast Cloud Memory on you. You don't remember me.
Just don't say that. I respond with, the milk is making sense. I sing it instead.
Very well. Shall we go to Tower Hamlets unless someone else had something else to address tonight?
No, let's wrap this business up.
The coffee shop that Inspector Grey was told about was easy to find. From where they are in the street, they can see that a large curtain has been brought down over the main window, but small rays of candlelight are leaking through small gaps where the curtain is unable to obscure the entire front window.
Here we go. Inspector would stroll up and he'd knock on the door.
Door is answered, and a particularly gruff-looking man looks at you, says, "What?"
Have some business. Call sent us.
All of you, or just you?
I suppose these are my friends, but if you don't want us all coming in,
It's up to you how many comrades you need to bring in.
all of us, unless anyone wants to stay out.
Get out from the side and wave.
Man stands to one side, holding the door open, and gestures for you all to enter.
It's an invitation.
I'll let Evelyn know as we walk in, just sort of whisper to her. These types will not like those as successful as we are. So keep that in mind. They might be rude to you.
Some just don't know their place.
Everyone going in?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, fuck you, Roll20. The coffee shop floor, although not filled, is still fairly busy. Only a few tables are empty, though the tables that do have people on them seem to have people from the lower walks of life. Dock workers and other labourers listen intently to a man standing on the stage. A heavy-set man sitting on his own wearing a flat cap waves at the Coterie to sit with him. The Coterie take a seat and watch as the man on the stage gives a speech about how workers are the ones that are in charge and are oppressed and kept in place on purpose by something called the bourgeoisie. The crowd listen intently until the man finishes to a rousing round of applause. The man gets down from the stage and begins to mingle with the crowd. The man who invited the Coterie begins to talk. Would do if I could get up the fucking sheet because of fucking Roll20 being stupid.
Evelyn did not clap, by the way.
I'm gonna have a falling out with you, Roll20, if you don't fucking work.
Gray would
Thank
lean
you.
in toward Evelyn, perhaps pretending or masquerading to be a sympathizer to support this movement would help stave off suspicion.
I'm sorry, I missed everything you said because I was arguing with Roll20.
Gray leaned into Evelyn and just whispered quietly, perhaps masquerading as a sympathizer will help stave off suspicion.
This is true. You did an excellent job with that old man on the tourist club. I'm sure you could put on a show to make even this rabble like you.
Well, I can make anyone like.
So, some new faces here, huh? You here to learn what it means to be part of the proletariat and how to actually make a difference? Though looking at one or two of you, it seems you might be more part of the problem, seeking enlightenment?
I speak up and say, "No, I'm genuinely interested in what you have to say."
It's pleasing to hear that. Is that what you're all here for tonight? Enlightenment on the ways of how we are all equal ones?
Well, I feel
Evelyn
like
will tersely, reluctantly nod.
I feel like there has to be some way to make change. I'm hoping to meet someone who can share that sympathy and who is a man of action.
You certainly come to the right place for that. If you just learn and listen and take the words in, you'll learn that really we're all equal. And that the only way forward is revolution against those that consider themselves above us.
Right, rightly so. Do you, sorry, good sir, what's your name?
Bedwell? Paul Bedwell?
Yes, Paul. It's, nice to
I
meet your
believe-
acquaintance.
And yours? I believe we have a lot in common.
My friends call me Gray.
Nice to meet you, Gray. And your friends? Your comrades in arms?
Yes, these are my comrades.
I simply go by Thurston.
It's a pleasure to see
And
you,
my name
Thurston.
is Durston.
Dog's name. Like
I look at
Indiana
Aldrich.
Jones.
I stick my hand straight out. And I say, Aloysius.
Nice to meet you both. He shakes your hand, of course. The lady and man next to her.
Burden.
You can just call me Mrs. Durston.
Interesting. It's not often we get many couples of the institution here. But I'm glad to see that even those from the so-called upper echelons are beginning to learn the errors of their ways. Want to share their wealth.
Who's you saying that to?
Not you.
Mrs. Durston.
Gotcha.
The
'Cause I didn't
Durstons.
say. I intentionally didn't say sir.
Hmm.
And I don't believe you
Yes,
dress
we are.
in a sir manner, do you? Sorry, Aldric.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
What's that, Chip?
I don't believe you dress to suit your station either, do you? So yeah.
No, it doesn't. Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Drake. You keeping some interesting company here. It was Burton, wasn't it? Nice to meet you, Burton.
I'm a man of the world, shall we say? When you talk about all of us being even, I'm intrigued. Even up here or even down here?
I'm not sure where you're pointing when you say down there, but you see, it's a very common misconception.
Like that.
Every man is worth the same. I value your life as much as I value anyone else's life. I don't believe that any of us need to live above our station. And I think people in our walk of life, shall we say, are especially susceptible to outside influence from those they believe are betters.
I nudge Thurston.
What?
Do the thing.
Ah. I will cast Sense the Beast on him.
Show me Sense the Beast.
It's like going out of my way to be like, like
Do
it's
resolve
so obvious.
animalism.
I came so close to taking that instead, just so.
Okay, that's going to go to Thurston. And Thurston, you will see that this man has a beast of inside of him of a kindred nature. He is most definitely one of you.
I just I just go, the answer is yes.
I lean up to Sir Drake. Yes.
I like to imagine a stage whisper.
Yeah.
Myself and my dearly beloved here are obviously in a position to really help with the redistribution, and we would like to also speak to leaders on part of your movement as well. We've heard of a couple names of interest. What were they again, Gray?
A friend had mentioned that is a name of a comrade who is a bit of a troubleshooter. The name, I believe, was a Tesserov.
Close enough.
It's the new Tesla coming out.
You're looking for Gabriel.
Yes.
You're going to need to talk with Reginald Moore. He's kind of like us. I can set up a meeting for you, but it ain't going to be tonight.
That will do. This was Mr. Moore, Reginald Moore.
Reginald Moore, yeah, he's like us. Except he might be a little bit more equal than the rest of us.
I see.
Is there food? Like, is this a gathering? Do they have like a table with like snacks and stuff?
Yeah, sure.
Like drinks?
Yeah.
I go over and grab one, and I'll be like, I'll just start eating. I don't understand what you mean by like us. I just
Communists.
Oh yes, sorry, my bad.
Yeah, that
you see,
tray of food.
in normal kind society, right? Communism may not be the most ideal of solutions, but it ain't like their society matters as much as us. You see, we are here for a lot longer, and for us, it could actually be a viable method. It could in fact work, because we are here for so long that none of us needs to be elevated above our station merely because of a simple amount of time that we've been like us. Reginald, he's a smart man. He's much smarter than us. So he's managed to integrate himself fully into that society. And although he may appear to be more equal than the rest of us, he is most definitely one of the comrades at heart.
Our blood grows more powerful as we grow older, does it not?
Well, that's what they want you to think. But how many people like us have you seen that are really that powerful? I mean, aside from the big guy, all right, I'll give you the big guy, but he is pretty old. If what they say is true, but then I've never really had any experience with him. In fact, no one I know has had any experience with him. He's more like a myth than real, but they say he's real, and of course, they'd never lie to us, would they?
I've met others that would tear your head off so much as look at you. Given that fact, aren't we more prone to hierarchy than the kind? I'm not disagreeing with you, I'm just bringing that up as a point of debate.
Well, is it because it's our state of being? Or is it because some hoity-toity man who says he's just been around for thousands of years says it's how it's supposed to be? How do we know? We've never tried anything else, have we?
Question.
Is that in or out of character?
In character.
Right.
So said person that's possibly been around for thousands of years. Have you just told them that they were wrong?
Well, I say I ain't even seen him. He is more myth than real. Me.
Okay,
They
but
won't
the
let me
person
in
that
behind
told
these
you.
closed doors.
Well, okay, I'm just saying. Tell people they're wrong. See what happens.
I do.
What's the worst they could do? Kill you?
Well, I regularly go down the docks, and I'm always looking for more people to join the cause that are like-minded.
Do we get pitchforks and torches?
We don't need no pitchforks or torches. The word of truth is enough to bring down the institution. A great shadow is looming across Europe, you see. And we are that shadow.
Okay, so you're gonna get us a meeting with Mr. What was it?
Reginald Moore. I mean, if you want Gavril, you gotta speak to Reginald. Oh,
Yes,
Reggie, as we call him.
Let us make that happen.
Well, I can have that arranged for you, and he'll see you as soon as he can. He's a very busy man, you know.
But of course.
Indeed. Thank you.
Are there any other names, Mr. Gray?
I believe that's the man we've been told to speak to at the moment.
Parfait. So you, Mr. Bedwell, you do not have direct contact with this man. You would have to go through Mr. Moore.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, as I understand it, this guy's from Russia. He's making quite a good impression on Reggie, and Reggie's decided to keep him under his wing for the moment.
Oh, perfect.
Is Gavril Mr. Moore's goal?
I don't think so. No.
Is he like us or like them?
What, Gavril?
Yes.
Oh,
well,
Gavril's one of the kind.
No, the Russian.
He is the Russian.
Oh,
Gavril,
okay.
It ain't much of an English name, is it, Gavril?
Wait, what happened to the Tesla person?
That was a mispronunciation.
Oh, wow, what a mispronunciation. Okay.
Solve.
So this Moore has more access to the Russians than you do.
Well, Reggie's got a lot more access to pretty much anything under a certain clan, if you see what I mean.
So not very equal.
No, he's more equal than the rest of us. It's all a facade, though. Don't you worry, right? Reginald is one of us. Boots on the ground.
I'm not worried.
This is parfait. And you do know where Reginald is, yes? He's easy to find?
Well, he don't tell me where his haven is, and that's quite wise, really, because what if something bad would have happened to me? But I can get in contact with him easy enough.
How do you do that?
Well, usually, right? Wait a minute, why am I going to tell you this? I can't tell you how to get in touch with one of the Primogen.
Why not?
Give myself an aggravated willpower damage there.
Well,
to expedite the process, how about you take us to this Primogen, and then you take a stroll around the city.
What,
I will dominate him.
He let that slip, and I'm just like, he's in Aldric's hands now.
Okay.
The fucked up boy.
Compel, is it? Or
yes, this will be compel with a submerged or mesmerize with a submerged directive.
All right. So do I think it's a compel roll, isn't it? Mesmerize.
No, compel's different. Compel's charisma, and it's not, and it's like a simple command. Mesmerize can be complicated like this. It's a rouse.
Mesmerize, please.
So there's that. Here is Mesmerize.
Okay, so manipulation and dominate.
I'm going to Blood Surge this just to make sure. Oh, perfect.
Well, then so am I. And the blood surge is 2 dice. Well, tits.
Where?
There's one right here. He looks at you strangely. Well, you seem like a trustworthy fellow. I'll show you how I can get in contact with him. But I can't take you straight to him. I don't know where he is.
Okay, let us proceed then.
Man leads you out of a coffee shop. Round the corner of one of the alleys. He takes out a loose brick. And he says, so what you do is, right, I'll leave a note here. Write on him, meet. A few days later, whenever he gets round to it, there's a note waiting for me. With a location and a time.
Perfect. Go ahead and leave him a message then.
You all want in on this? Or just one of yous?
Yeah, all of us. Which primogen is this?
I think it's fair to say you'd be able to tell from all sorts of various little clues that have been dropped. It's the Brujar primogen.
Ooh.
I want him to say it. Perfect.
Oh, you
okay.
wanted him to say it? Oh, right.
No. I don't want him to actually say it. I just wanted to verify before I start something. Okay, yes, if you'll leave him a message, for all of us are interested in meeting him.
All right, then you got it. Happy to help,
That's,
comrade.
Indeed, and it's quite good to have someone of such a high station as a member of the cause. Perhaps maybe they can enact some real change.
Well, one of the most
Right.
effective ways, as Plato said, to bring around change is from the inside.
Indeed.
Okay, we will check in with you routinely to see when he is ready to meet.
Do you want me to
Unless
send
we
you
want
a
to
message
leave.
at one of your own havens when he's ready, or do you want to come back here and have a look in the wall?
We will check.
I think we can check back.
All right then.
You have been a great help, and I feel this is a beginning of something very big for the cause.
Pleasure as always, and hopefully, new members are always welcome.
Aldric will take his leave. Or head towards the carriage.
Gray will thank Bedwell, and he'll take his leave as well.
Gives you a little tip of his cap.
Once we're back in there. Well, I personally am getting less and less sure that this has anything to do with the murders. But we have stumbled upon this is a big deal, no?
Yeah, this is oddly weird.
Conspiracy.
Yes.
Rouge are getting involved in a kind political movement, ostensibly.
Indeed. I certainly agree that I think this is having this quite possibly has nothing to do with the murder of the women, unfortunately. However, it seems these criminals that I have been tracking tied to a political movement, and as you said, quite a odd turn of events. One of our Primogen are involved in this political movement. That is quite an interesting piece of information.
I can only imagine how grateful the Camarilla would be were we to provide evidence of this.
Ooh, we could really get some people to like us a lot more than they already do.
And some people to not like us a whole bunch as well.
I
We're
did that.
definitely-
The thing is, if we wanted that to happen, we would just let Thurston.
I would rather have the Camarilla like us and that group not like us than the other way around.
Oh, I quite agree with you, Aldric. It's best to be in the favor of those with power, but it's certainly something I don't feel we should act too hastily on. After all, this is
No, we
quite...
must be cautious.
Yes, indeed. Agreed.
Did anybody else just feel the need to let the guy know, though, that the reason you listen to the 1,000-year-old thing is because it could kill you?
Yeah.
More equal.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we're both dead.
There's a certain point where the logic hits a brick wall.
Literally.
My favorite things about those group is everybody's equal, but they have to have a leader.
More equal.
Well, it seems like now it is a waiting game. Would anyone like to volunteer to check the brick?
I'll do it. I have the feeling I'll probably arouse the least amount of suspicion of all of us.
Perfect.
I mean, you or me, either one.
True.
I'm a little suspicious, Thurston.
Yeah, but he's sneaky. I can be sneaky too. I just don't want to do it.
I look like a homeless person picking at a wall.
Well, that's a good point.
Is there anything else we need to do in the meantime?
I fear this still leaves us with a dead end when it comes to the murders. Quite frankly, that's my priority at the moment.
We could... Go ahead.
We learned about the tourist club last week, but I do have some notes given to me about the tourist club that I need to make sure aren't any loose threads. That's about it.
We have that journal with names in it. We could do some follow-ups about the people in the journal. See if we possibly can link. For example, if they were all murdered, we could possibly be able to link why they were murdered. And
Yes,
maybe they all know a single person that could become our suspect.
Yeah, is there such thing as like a... Is there such thing as like a missing persons report back then?
No.
I didn't think so.
The inspector probably has some sort of contact that could provide us. All of these women were presumably married as well. The ring fingers were cut off, at least.
And or
I
with
don't think they
child.
were married. Or
Yeah.
with child.
Perhaps it was more of a way to deface these young women. Maybe in anger he was doing that to represent them never being able to be married or have children. Though killing them accomplishes that as well. The reasoning for the mutilation is it has to speak towards his mental state or something. So this is definitely a disturbed individual we're dealing with.
Perhaps
should
he was saying that women are only useful if they are married or with children.
Yes.
Perhaps.
We can check with the local brothels and whatnot, see if they have had more women missing than usual. Perhaps these specific names.
I open the window to the carriage and kind of hang my head out, and I go, "Oh yeah, did I tell you guys about who I saw at the club when I stayed last week?
Who?
Remember the lady in the painting? You know, the
You
painting
saw
at
the
the
lady
house.
painting?
Yeah, she's real.
She's beautiful.
Not really.
She was
I mean,
in
okay,
art school?
but yeah. So the lady that was behind the door that you all kept trying to get into, that's her.
Queen Anne. Not Queen Anne. Lady Anne.
Actually, Evelyn, I don't think, out of character, I don't think we ever covered the photo back up because no one was stuck staring at it. From when Serena was there to see it. So if you've been there since then, you might have noticed that the painting is different.
It doesn't have the luster it had before.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, would I have noticed that? Or would I still be caught by it?
Were you there when Serena uncovered it?
I was not there.
Then,
Nope.
as far as you know, it's still a stunning,
Ooh,
gorgeous
still be-
woman.
Okay.
that's interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, she's okay.
Yeah, Alistair said that I was enraptured by the painting, but I don't entirely see why.
I fixed that. I just made you forget.
This means that our benefactor has a connection or an interest to this Anne? That is very interesting.
Please don't do that without me asking in the future.
Do what?
Make me forget things. It's not a pleasant experience when you find out afterwards.
It can be considered hurs.
Sorry.
I think he was just trying to help you, though, Thurston.
Yeah, because like it wasn't because I didn't want you to remember the painting. It's that you wouldn't fucking leave.
No, I get that. I'm just saying, in the future, if you do it again, please ask me first.
Okay.
Well, if there's nothing else, should we call it a night then?
I think that would be wise. We have some leads we need to follow up on, some leads we need to wait on.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
We
Perfect.
could try asking him.
Who?
Endymion,
Oh, yes.
who is she?
I missed what you asked, sorry.
Who is she?
You get no answer.
I don't think it worked.
Is it dead?
No.
Oh.
First time he's been shy. Alright, well.
Would it stop by with
Sir Drake's criminal contact to ask if he knows if there's been working girls that have gone missing?
You leaving a note in a wall kind of thing? Way to contact
Yeah.
have you tried contacting the criminal contact since the last... Was the last time you tried to contact him getting information on that weird blokey?
The no, I haven't. Yeah, because he's like a information broker type at the docks. Yeah, I asked him to send someone to make it look like an accident, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, no problem. Anyone else got any other things to do?
I would want to check around the spa to see if any employees are missing.
Your spa is in the east end or the west end?
Hers is the west end one.
It's the west end.
One.
Okay. You will notice none of your female staff members are missing from the west end.
I would like to... Aldrich just remembered he still has Thurston's ring. So he's going to invite Thurston back to his place to give him the ring back.
Okay. We'll do that in a moment, unless anyone else has got anything else they want to do.
When do I get the puppy?
We'll give that to you the following evening. Or next time we see each other.
Thurston and Aldric heading to one of his opium dens then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thurston and Aldric head into one of his holdings. Are you taking him into the VIP or down into the cellar?
No, I'm taking him into the workshop.
Ah.
Gather a few of the men. Let them know I have a guest to join us.
Okay. You enter into Aldric's workshop with 3 or 4 various gang members dotted around the place, looking
And
relatively
Durston.
bored. And Durston. Growling and
I will
snarling
lean
at
in.
various gang members.
I will lean into one of them and say, watch the door. No one in or out.
You got it, boss.
Forgive me, Aldric, but may I ask what this is about?
Oh yeah, you've not been here before. This is where I do some of my work. I owe you something. I'm embarrassed to say it's returning something to you and not the same state it was in, but here it is, and I'll show you what's left of the ring.
Is it just the same ring without the eye?
Yeah. No, it'd just be this empty shell with 2 hands clasped either side of it.
It's lost or what happened to it?
That's right, you don't remember. In the carriage ride, you discovered it, and Alistair made you forget.
God. That's why he said sorry after I said that. It makes sense.
I'll just close my normal eye and show him the eye in question. You recognize it?
I do, man. That's most interesting. I mean, I understand the want to have both eyes back, but why this eye? And first of all, how?
You remember the place we found that eye? We also found, I'll gesture to the book.
The guy gave you the book, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I remember.
This is a very interesting book. There are things we can do with our blood. I've been experimenting with it. I'll take my glove off and show him the heavy, sort of callous bone hand and heavily hit it against the table. As this, for example, is the first thing.
When you hit it against the table, what does it do? Does it?
You just see it's just a very dense, heavy, and you probably remember. I've punched many people with this in our things, and why it does
Gotcha.
has a little more heft.
Wow, this is. How far are you planning to take this?
I'm just doing things that seem useful. I've done this. I've done this. Who knows what the possibilities are? This is an interesting book, but I feel I'm reaching my limitations with it. But we shall see. So you see, there's no dock there. There's no anything like that. I did this myself.
Fascinating. I never thought for you to be a man to dabble in, I guess, arts like this.
Right, nice. Remember, I'm using an accent I don't have to use with anymore. I just realized I got really into the Aldric thing still, sorry. Right, we're talking man to man now. And yeah, I'm full of surprises. That's the thing, Thurston. I'm full of surprises and you like secret. So this could go a few ways. Right, one, you keep digging. And I feel personally offended when you don't trust me and you try to expose me in front of the others. You see how that makes me feel. If it wasn't for Alistair being willing to fuck with your mind every 2 seconds, we'd be in an awkward scenario right now.
Yes, I guess that's the second time making me forget something on a whim is kind of
that you know of, Thurston. Who fucking knows how often he does that to you when you two are off doing whatever the fuck you do. The point is, I want to trust you, Thurston. I like you, Thurston. I see potential in you, Thurston. I want to know if this goes both ways. How do you feel about what I'm doing? Give me your honest opinion. I could take it.
I mean, if you didn't know what you were doing, I don't think you would have gotten as far as you have, as fast as you have. While I don't really I mean, the last thing I remember was being compelled to dig and search, and unfortunately you might have just been the easiest target at the moment. I don't do it out of disrespect, if you can understand.
Well, I know sometimes things get a bit iffy. I just want to know your intentions, Dustin, where you stand in all this. We stand at a precipice of a real opportunity here. For you, really. This is a chance now, Dustin. I mean, you could be in my inner circle here. I'm trusting you with something. I don't know how the others are going to take this. I'm sure I'll show it to them eventually, but I mean, I don't know. Dustin, you seem less squeamish than the others and a bit more open-minded. So I wanted to share this with you. I value your opinion.
Yeah, it comes from looking in the mirror a few times. No, I completely understand. I don't know how anybody would react to this knowledge other than maybe Alistair, but I'm starting to rethink what Alistair might be thinking. No, of course.
I mean, he might be fine with it, but I mean, he's a lot less adept at keeping his intentions and information to himself.
Right.
I just feel more comfortable with you.
Yes, if anything, I don't like to openly share. I just like to openly dig, even if it's not intentional. I will keep this between the two of us. And if the need does arise in the future, I will try to, as best I can, redirect it in a more positive direction.
Right, Thurston, I'll just place the bony, large hand sort of on his face. Right, this was a good conversation. I think we're both on the same page now.
Just kind of eyeing the bony hand out of the corner of his face. just a nervous chuckle. Yes, very, very beneficial. Just thinking about how easily you could kick my ass.
All right. Well, friends it is then, Thurston. That's all I wanted. That's all I've ever wanted. Good to know.
Shall we shake on it? You might want the gloves, though. I know a lot of people aren't very okay with a gesture to my gross hand.
Yeah, I haven't found out a way to make it more socially acceptable. I'm getting there, though. I might be able to even help you out if that's something you want. We'll see. I haven't tried doing what I do to other people yet, now, but maybe one day.
I'll let you get some practice in before I ask for any favors.
Oh, that's a good idea, Thurston. That's a really good idea. All right, then. That's that. I am sorry about the ring, though. I owe you one. You name it, you got it. Should replace something.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It was a beautiful item. It was more the sentiment of it that made it beautiful than the object itself. But
all you have to do is look me in the eyes, and you'll hopefully get that same warm and fuzzy.
Hopefully, yes.
All right. Can I interest you in a drink or anything?
I wouldn't mind. I feel a little peckish.
Perfect. All right. Yeah, let's go get a drink. Let's have make most of what's left of the evening. I'm glad we had this talk, Thurston. I'll just sort of nod to the men at the door and go upstairs and have a drink.
I don't think there's any need to roll. You may each take 2 hunger.
Oh, nice.
Aldric, as you exit your workshop, you will catch a quick flash of the Book of Flesh and notice it seems thicker than it did before, as if it has suddenly expanded to pages that you never noticed were there.
Noted.
Eveline, do a willpower check for me, please. Actually, yeah, do a willpower check for me, please. You're staying in the house. Sir Drake, do a willpower check for me, please. You're staying in the house. Aldric, do a willpower check for me, please. All those dice, Sir Drake, are still just a 2. You're staying in the house. And Thurston, do a willpower check for me, please. You're staying in the house. Wonderful.
I just imagine at this point they both drink, and then Thurston looks at Aldric and is like, "To the house?" And Aldric's like, "Yep."
You wait until you see how strong it's going to be next week. So that is
We
this
can't
week's...
see that anymore. We just all go to the house.
Basically, yeah. Aldric and Sir Drake might be able to resist the house that week. But that is this week's London by Gaslight.
Cedric, I think you're muted.
Eveline, who are you and where can we find you?
Ms. Hearts. You can find me on all the things as Ms. Hearts, Twitter, Instagram, etc. Twitch. You can also on Tuesday nights, as soon as the building is repaired after it being burnt down, you can find I Want My 80s show with Ms. Hearts on the base radio at 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And if you need any graphic design or promotional products, check out gibopromo.com.
Aldric, who are you and where can we find you?
Sorry, it's no taking. I almost said Aldric. I'm Bully, playing Aldric. I run things over at Table Goth. We got a YouTuber do vampire tutorials. We're also getting ready to do Cults of the Blood Gods in a couple weeks over at the Onyx Path channel. So that will be our latest thing. So check that out, or prepare to check it out.
Alistair, who are you and where can we find you?
You're muted.
Yeah, you're muted.
muted. I'm doing it. Sorry. I'm Tina. I'm daddy. I'm here. I don't go anywhere. I live here.
If anyone wants to guest or anything like that, you're our new personnel manager. If they can get past you, they can face me as the final boss.
God help you. Not really. It's pretty easy.
Just call him daddy.
Honestly, the interview process is I bring both my kids in. If they run away screaming, you're out. That's it.
Inspector Gray, who are you and where can we find you? When you're not muted.
I'm Noskavian. You can find me here on Table of Horrors or Discord. Yep, that's it.
Thurston, who are you and where can we find you?
I'm at Nitro Type at practically everywhere, and I'll let him do the explaining, but I also join Mark on his thing on Fridays.
Talking of Sir Mark Drake, who are you and where can we find you?
Mark, you can find me over at twitch.tv/The Bullet Club. I'm the DM over there. Nitro's been guesting on our Friday game, so Friday at 10:30 GMT. And Shiv will be coming on this week as well. First ever game of D&D? Yeah.
I've never played the D or D.
I can confirm that Shiv has made the single most metal character I think I've ever seen, so it should be good. But yeah, we've taken a turn into the horror genre in our campaign. So what better time to bring
cleric?
No, that would be the second most metal character you could build.
Yeah, missed opportunity.
But no, yeah, I thought what better time to bring Shiv on than to when I bust out all of the undead and all of the ghoulies. So.
Expect me to say,
yeah,
what do I roll here? What do I roll here?
Yeah, a lot.
What have I got?
D&D's way easier than BTM when it comes to rolls.
Really?
You don't mix and match.
Right then.
Yeah, you don't mix and match at all.
You just you roll one dice and you add a number. It's easy.
You mean
other than that, we do wrestling watch-alongs. I think there's a pay-per-view Sunday. I'm probably not going to be on it, but I think some of the other guys are doing watch-along for it. So check that out as well. And we've got stuff planned for WrestleMania week. I think we're streaming like not every night WrestleMania week, but most of it. Sleep deficiency, yay! So that'd be good.
We've got another Star Trek Adventures game in 3 days.
Saturday.
Right here with a special guest.
Yeah, it's not the same time as last week's, is it?
No, it's an hour earlier.
Okay, so...
Same time that we started
so
VTM.
23:30, 23:30 UTC. Gotcha.
Yeah. I think that's everything. So we'll go with Raiden on Kemi, because Ken Daddy isn't streaming.
Alex Ward's doing his running a vampire game charity too.
Is he doing that now? What's his Twitch name?
Let me put it in our Discord right now for you. Or I'll just put it in.
I see it.
There you go. Alex Ward 777.
Excellent. Well, that's even better then.
Raising money to doing some cool things with some cool people.
Even better. Excellent. All right then. Thank you all for coming. And of course, we can't go until Noskavian says the line.
Just in.
Just have a good night.